So what is Web 2.0? I did some research, and basically you can boil it down to there's two major components to what Web 2.0 is. One has to do with technology, and the other one has to do with the social aspects of Web 2.0. In terms of technology, Web 2.0 has to do with the movement towards the internet as a platform. And what that means is that we run software off of servers, off of the internet, instead of off of your own computer. So what that means in practice is that, here I have my work computer on the right, and I have a smaller, newer computer on the left. This computer, what it cost me $170, and it runs off, it runs the internet. It has some inexpensive software, free software on it, but it's primarily made to view the internet. So basically, I can use things like Google Docs and OpenOffice as software and not have to use the precious memory on my computer to save or run those applications. So what that means is that we can access technology, access the internet, access software for a heck of a lot cheaper. I mean, I never would have guessed a year ago that I would own a $170 laptop that was actually a good, nice, portable, fast laptop. And the other aspect has to do with the social aspects of Web 2.0. I mean, now in terms of, we have this new ability to interact with the web and create web content that we've never had before, like especially through blogs, and now social networks are becoming a lot more popular. So we are able to actually create web content. So in a nutshell, that is what Web 2.0 is. Here I'm showing you another way of looking at and conceptualizing the difference between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0. This website has been around for a number of years, and it's a typical website. It's been created by a graphic designer, most of it, so it looks pretty nice. And it has a lot of information on it, and there's not a heck of a lot of opportunity for interaction, unless you go over to the blog, which is something different. This is running off of a different place, a different server. It's not quite as polished and pretty as the main website is, but it's another source of information, but it's also somewhere where you can interact. I mean, you can read something, you can add comments, let people know what you think of it, you can get a dialogue started, that kind of thing. And taking it to yet another level into like what is definitely considered Web 2.0 would be this social network. And Ning is a great example of Web 2.0 technology, where I was able to create this network, and like they brag about being able to create it for free in 5 minutes or less. And I did spend a couple minutes customizing the colors to at least try to get it to at least remotely match our homepage with, a little bit of success. So it's not as pretty, but it is extremely interactive. There's not anywhere near the amount of information on this Ning group as there is on our website, but there's some information. I mean, I'm pulling out what I think is the most interesting information for the IX Action Alliance. And what's really cool about this is that it gives you an opportunity to get to know other people who are implementing, IX in the real world. And it gives you the chance to communicate with them as well. So, and one of the cool things that we have a couple videos, and mine is kind of embarrassing. It's one of the first videos I made. So, of course, I was pretty nervous, but the more videos you record of yourself, the less you care, which is good. So, for those of us who can be a little bit on the shy side. But the great thing about video is that, as you may have noticed by now, that it's sometimes more interesting to watch than a PowerPoint presentation. So, an example we have here is this flip video for aftercare, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the session. But basically, you can do anything you want with this network. There's all kinds of widgets on here, which, if you don't know what that is, I added a widget right here, which allows us to pull videos from YouTube. Widgets are like little software programs that you can kind of plug in there and pull other software programs into Ning. And that's also another term for mashups. I mean, mashups are basically like getting multiple software programs to work together. So Ning and YouTube work together. Ning and Twitter, I believe, can work together. They're open source software. They're free. Anyone that knows how to program can actually tweak them. And to a lesser extent, they're made so that like normal people can tweak them too. So it's pretty fun. I encourage you to try it out. One page I made here is the IX resources page. So just for now, I put up some basic information about, this webinar, past webinars, some information we started pulling together to kind of help people conceptualize what information therapy is. But more than just simply providing resources, we also have, there's a forum. Like if you have a certain question, this came up a couple months ago before we actually launched the site, is that someone asked about, what's the difference between an e-visit or an online visit. So you can, if you have a question or something, you can put that in there and see what other people have to say. Or you can join a group. You can create your own group. Basically, if you're interested in health literacy or medication management, the whole IX for RX thing, we'll create a group for that. So basically, all the people who join the network, and in the last week and a half or so, we've had, a handful of people join. So as we get more and more people joining, people can kind of subgroup themselves into different interest groups, so that if you're interested in health literacy and you see that, other people are interested in it as well, you can go ahead and, have your own discussions, either through Ning or off of Ning. So it's a pretty neat opportunity to actually get to know people, like on a person-to-person level, and also interact with people, interact with other IX Action Alliance members that you've really never had a chance to interact with before, and put some faces with some names, because a lot of you have sat through webinars together on a number of occasions, but have never actually seen each other. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to see each other and meet each other. So, and even if you're a novice, I encourage you to check it out. It's not too hard to sign in. And I'm here to walk you through it. Just, send me an email, give me a phone call. I can walk you through actually signing in and figuring out how to use this. So I hope you guys enjoy it.